the depths of a man's garden lays a lone iris. The man disregards her petals and throws humiliation at her roots. The iris is more than a bloom. It is a living, breathing barrier of powerful messages and disregarded sentiments. It is an iris of faith, courage, hope, and wisdom. For reasons unbeknownst to her, the gardener grows ashamed of this flawless flower, for she blossoms with a ceaseless fear in her nucleus that the gardener will follow her home down the corner of Empire Street, stalk her flower pot. The center of a flower is surnamed the ovary, much like the biological scientific body of a woman. Esteemed judges and favored peers, we must learn to teach our sons rather than protect our daughters. We must teach our sons to be responsible for their actions so the next generations of men aren't shortchanged with a piteous social norm that says men must be predators to be masculine. Women, as previously noted, change can only occur if we deal with the problem itself. Statistics show 94% of sexual assault is committed by men. An iris can bloom and evolve, but if the gardener is not fertilizing the flower and is in fact harming it, it will wither. And so will that 94% of women. And nothing will change for the gardener had his fingers down her flowers range. 4.7 million sexual assault are raped by the age of 15. A girl at the ripe age of 13 must live in fear 2 more years before a gardener lays hands on her. Women will evolve and evolve and evolve, but the 94% statistic will be controlled by the definition of a man. 3 letters, 1 syllable, a person with the qualities traditionally associated with males, such as bravery, spirit, or toughness. That's what makes a man. Essentially, women need to be empowered rather than protected. I strive for sunlight so I can grow. An iris can't develop perfluorescence if she's drowning. An iris can't develop perfluorescence if she's throttled in soil. We must be empowered, for my iris cannot be sheltered, not anymore. We are starting to see mass gatherings of young girls and women yearning for their voices to be heard. Global marches, online movements such as Me Too, Ni Una Menos, and Time's Up are all demonstrations of women's empowerment. Alyssa Milano, a founder of Me Too, used the hashtag MeToo on a post in 2017 about sexual assault. She spoke about how she was assaulted on a set of a film. A man 17 years older than her took advantage of her vulnerability and tried forcing his fingers inside of her. She encourages women to speak their stories and to empower others. We cannot be silent about the rights we deserve to claim. Ultimately, we must teach our sons to be responsible for their actions so that the next generations of men are shortchanged with the piteous social norm that says men must be predators to be masculine, with a disdain for homosexuality and a thirst for violence and a need for emotional control. Men batter to gain power. Testosterone is high. Gardeners choose fight over flight. Society prevails the weight of being a masculine figure on boys. We need to introduce different narratives on masculinity. Boys need to feel comfortable enough to speak about their feelings. They need to learn to use their minds rather than their fist. Making a dent in your wall will help despair dent in the barrier you hold against others, trying to protect this viral and masculine version of yourself. Step into the future with me. I'm 40, I have crinkles on my forehead, and I'm losing my petals in showy textured blooms. My husband, a prodigy of the lessons I preached at the age of 13, is the gleeful gardener of my home. My son, about to go on his first date with the only girl he has loved. He walks to his girlfriend. I glance and beam to my gardener. There laid in my own son's hand, a bouquet I knew all too well, a bouquet of irises. Thank you.